So after editing this video, I realized that the video wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I didn't like the episode. We were supposed to do an interview for me, and we did that for the most part. But there were a lot of parts that I just really didn't like. And so I decided I wasn't going to upload it. Alan thought it was a fine episode and that it was actually not that bad. I did not. Uh, I really just didn't think that it was good enough to be uploaded. And looking back now, after editing, it's not that bad. There's some funny moments, actual conversations that we had that weren't just stupid stuff or stuff that was completely off topic. Um, so without further ado, I do hope you enjoy the video, as I did put a little bit of extra work into it, having to rewatch the entire podcast and nitpick everything. But I think it came out to being a pretty decent episode. So I hope you enjoy.
Best podcast hosts ever.
So before we really start the podcast,
Yeah.
I want to talk about one other topic, and I can see what you're talking about how thick I look.
Wait, that's our topic?
No. Before, so I want to talk
I can
about.
repeat that.
I want
if
to
you
talk
want.
about. Oh my God! No, I definitely need a different avatar.
Yeah, seriously. Even worse. What the fuck is wrong with your fucking scrotum? Holy shit.
That's not bad, right?
Look at that. No, look at your. No.
It's fixed. It was just because I switched avatars in the seat.
No. Here. Here, look. I can beat you out, okay? There you go. There we go. Hello.
It's an error.
Well, oh my god, my legs are crossed. Hey.
It's just error.
It's just error?
It just says error.
Well, relog. Trust me, you're gonna want to see
No,
this.
dude, for real?
What?
Get back in the damn seat in your avatar, okay?
Oh, I like this. This is actually an interesting perspective on things. Okay.
No one else on the podcast can see what you're talking about except for you.
Okay, well, maybe that's a good thing.
My God.
Alright, Chan. Okay, can you see me
Okay.
now?
So the first topic I want to talk about is bringing in another host and like
What? No, we're not doing that. No, I'm.
hold on, and what our point of views are, just for the people that are asking. Because
Wait, who's the other host? We can't just have like 7 hosts.
We could have 3 though.
No, we could have one host. That isn't that guy.
3 musketeers.
It isn't that guy, that's for sure.
Dude, okay,
yeah, let's have 3 hosts. Let's remove this guy, and then we put 2 more.
Repeat the same joke, buddy. Just keep repeating the same joke, okay?
Not repeating it. I'm rephrasing the obvious thing that's going to end up happening.
What's the obvious thing that's going to end up happening?
Mutiny.
You and me? Is what you said?
Yeah, no, that's definitely what I meant.
What'd you say?
Mutiny.
Mutiny. I see.
Against Pavlov.
51%.
No, we agreed 50-50.
No.
So we can do a coin flip. Let's do a coin flip to see who owns the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm going to interview Explosion this time because he interviewed me, but then I'm co-host and I own 50.1% of the podcast.
No. 49.99%.
No, we should have a coin flip to see who truly owns it.
No, I made the first episode. That means I own it.
Yeah, one episode that like 2 people.
He's already
watched.
trying to start mutiny. 2 people, 184. Did you know the Jazzy episode literally beat the Wonderland one that had 183 views?
Well, yeah, I mean it's Jazzy. Who wouldn't want to see Jazzy?
Yeah, but that's just fucking crazy. Like nobody watched Jazzy? Your episode. Nobody watched the Droid episode.
And who the fuck cares about a dual wielding cowboy when you have a Jazzy?
I do.
Okay. No one asked for your opinion, Explosion. So. Okay, well, guess I'm the owner of the podcast now. So
anyway.
Anyways, for an interview.
No. First things first. I'm the realist.
What?
Anyway, I'm so fancy. You already know.
Can I pull out this revolver? Where is it? you know.
Okay,
Um,
we need to shoot him down. Oh,
yeah. Anyways, I think people are tired of our bantering. All right, they want to know more about the barely known, not really popular, very
unliked,
controversial explosion.
unliked.
Um,
Hold up. You forgot loud, annoying.
Annoying.
Dude, we've literally
Literally.
been saying the same words. That's like the second time today, but we keep doing this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how you
So
know how close we've gotten. We're friends. Come here. Come here.
I'm does the seat recline? Anyways,
Like, oh god, I'm splooging all over the place. So
yeah,
in
people who are
reality,
listening to audio are definitely gonna know what he's talking about. Look, so name.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we're in a
Okay.
public place.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
people can
Sorry,
see
sorry.
you.
Anyway, they said like your name kind of entitles you to do. You're kind of an explosion of emotions. I was like, you just did a fucking pun. It's like
So the play on
nice,
words. Congratulations.
nice. Anyway, um, but yeah, that was basically it. That was a really lengthy answer, but
Yeah, yeah. So you heard it here first. Explosion has no context for his name. Um,
fuck you.
so VR headsets. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I personally I started the CV1. I don't know. I liked it until it became a
Mm-hmm.
dumpster fire of duct tape, and I had to put a belt on top of it. You probably put a photo of it. Um, but
We
yeah,
like despite numerous times talking about this headset and despite numerous times Alan saying, "Yeah, we'll probably show it." I
it
still
probably won't be
he,
shown.
he
It's just yeah, it's
it's like
yeah.
just leave it up to imagination. It's kind of like reading a book and like, there's a character and you just imagine what they look like. Just keep it into your own
I think a
imagination.
fragmentation grenade stuck inside the headset. It went off, and you got a sledgehammer, broke it into bits, and then duct taped it together. Put it on your face, still works. So how this is gonna work is that I don't show him the questions, right? And so far we've gone through like what 2 questions, and
Hmm.
I told him send me some, and he said specifically, as like, hey, ask me or ask you what VRML thinks, and I'm like, we're a Pavlov podcast. Who
We
cares
can
if you
do
play like
whatever.
Echo
I
or
mean, then we
Onward?
wouldn't.
You
Then
play
we
Rec Room competitively, where you like
No,
little
VR map.
yo.
Well, I played. So I created a team called Pavlov's Dogs for the Echo Arena, and that lasted
Okay,
for about a quarter of the season, and then we disbanded because
so
most
what,
of
that
the
was like 2 days.
no, that was more like I want to say what 3 or 4 games, or not a quarter of the season, but like 4 games in, so 4-ish weeks, about um and we disbanded because a few of us like a few of them didn't really like the thing, and honestly I did not like handle because I did not know Echo, but I did know it a little bit more than everyone else, and I definitely did not get along with some other people, and it wasn't even because like we didn't like each other, but when we were playing we liked each other as friends but not as teammates, and I've had problems with that like before where like I need specific people who are super dedicated and want to practice and want to get better at the game at all costs. Like those are the type of teammates that I need to play with to be like the teammates that I like.
Yeah.
But
Um,
we did it with me and Kaladin.
Kaladin.
Kaladin,
I remember Kaladin. Yeah, he was on. Wasn't he on the beginning on the battlegrounds on like
yeah.
way? I
No,
haven't
he's
seen him
still
recently
he's
though.
still on
He's still on
Omega.
like Omega and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
I remember when he was back in Valkyrie.
he's actually on this team called Baked now. After doing the team with me, and I was supposed to try out for that team. Or well, not supposed to, but I tried to try out and they wouldn't even try me out. Just like they wouldn't even look at me. Um and I goalied, but he got on the team, and I think last season they were like Masters League, and now they're like top 50, which is pretty
Top
darn
50.
hold
Wait,
up
top 50.
pretty high, because I think they have like 300 or 400 Echo Arena teams that
Oh, I
consist
thought you meant. Oh yeah, never mind.
like
I thought you meant
like
Pavlov, and I was like,
6 people. Yeah,
okay.
an Echo. So he's doing really well in there. He still plays in there, and I still play. Recently been playing a lot of Echo with him from time to time.
Yeah,
Uh,
Pavlov Scrubs, Echo Arena.
exactly.
Hey,
I mean,
we
yeah, but it's really
yeah.
about the people that play Pavlov and what they
No,
do.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's right. So
This is for Pavlov addicts only. You have to have over 1,000 hours just to tune into this podcast.
okay. No, no, no. It's
No,
it's
no.
it's 50
Okay.
hours to tune in, 1,000 to be on, unless we like you,
eh, Yeah,
and then you can be on.
yeah.
But basically, it's basically like getting a golden ticket of admission, where like you've earned your reward, 1,000 hours. Oh God,
Sure.
oh
Yes.
God, no, wait, hold up, I take that back. Anyway, I ringered for Onward for a season or two, and then I joined a team, and I realized how bad the game really was. For
Yeah.
me personally, for me and my play style. Most of the people there could barely shoot. They weren't very good. But the problem is that I didn't know the maps, and standing or like sitting there, and running out did not do really good. But like some people, like the people who had joined the team, I forget their name already. But I ringed for them, and they were like really funny, and I enjoyed playing with them. But I came out and I killed, like, I guess, a decent player, like not like good at all, but like against a team that they were evenly matched against, and I killed him. And it's like I can aim, like it's not hard. It's
Yeah.
really not compared to
It's
Pavlov.
literally just it's literally just point shooting. Except it's imagine you
Yeah,
have
it is. But like
except you have
people,
a Barrett, but you
but
have a Barrett for
some people
on
don't
chest
have
shots.
like the hand-eye coordination, and Pavlov
Yeah.
and Onward completely reflect that. Like where you're aiming is where you're aiming. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Yeah.
like a slow drag or something. Like your hands move. Your hand, like the gun moves.
Yeah.
Um,
Here in onward is weapon smoothing. Oh, I guess you can turn it off, but I
yeah.
actually hopped on today just to try it out. I legitimately had played it since October 2019, so I didn't
Mhm.
play. I had like 3 hours on it. And first game in, I played some. I think it was Uplink, and I joined in. I got like 5 kills or whatever. It was like on little oil tanker thing, right?
Yeah,
and
tanker.
and they're like, "Oh, how'd you kill 3 of us?" And I was like, I ran around and shoot you guys." But it's like, yeah, but you killed both of them. And I used like a DMR or whatever, right?
Hmm.
And they all had like AKs. One guy had like a ballistic shield or whatever. And I was like, yeah. And it's like, how'd you shoot us so quick? And I was like, I shot you guys by point shooting.
Yeah, like
I don't
that.
know.
Like
It's like
that's the
everyone
thing.
plays super slow, and when you just have like one guy with Pavlov just run and gun and kill everybody, it's
Well,
like
that's
they're like,
different
"Oh,
because
why'd you do that?"
if you don't know the map, or you don't know like where people sit, like that's the problem. I wasn't gonna put another 1,000 hours into Onward. What I really
Yeah,
wanted to do was play on these games, and kind of just spread out like where I played, because I didn't think
yeah,
Pavlov was really gonna go anywhere. I didn't think I was gonna join a team like Thinking, especially because I had not joined Sleepy Juice back when on Echo,
yeah.
and Onward, and so I mean, that's really it. I don't think it's like, if you go on my VRML profile, I don't think it shows any of that. But
Yeah.
know,
Talking about thinking, what do you like think? Like, I don't want to speak for anyone or
hmm
anything, but I've heard that certain players are talked down to more than like they're a lot more like aggressive in the way that they
hmm
talk to their teammates. They're not exactly too
so
constructive at times, not always, or just sometimes people get the idea that
so
certain people are more aggressive to certain
yeah,
people, and
yeah,
it's like
I
that.
I completely understand that, and they all know that too. They all know that, there's a few players on the team that are aggressive, me included. But I mean, I'm haven't been that bad. Like, of course, there's sometimes, or there's was right now, there's only been one time where it happened, and I was like really disappointed in myself, because I had been doing so good with like not being getting angry and shit. But we were playing Voltron, and recently, like, I learned a lesson about like disliking people and how I feel about them, because I hope like Pickle and whatnot does see this. uh, I actually legitimately hated you. Like, I hated your guts. I absolutely hated the person that you were. You're a complete asshole to me. And I never
Well,
liked you, right? But after being beaten by Voltron, I realized that uh when you hold grudges against people, it becomes more personal, and when you mess up a little bit, uh you get angrier and angrier and angrier, and you just dig yourself a hole. I no longer feel that way about anybody in this league, anybody that I've ever had a quarrel with, any grudges, any respect that I lost. It's all like in the past for me, and I've
Um,
just chose to
talking
accept.
talking about like people and having grudges and stuff. Me personally, I never really had that problem of like
Mhm.
people like disliking me or whatever, or like causing a lot of conflicts or anything. Usually, I try not to get involved unless I sometimes I'll like hop in and it's like if you see like somebody going on a rant, I'm like,
Mhm.
so anyways, dual revolvers or something like that. Something stupid like that.
So
But
there I was blasting. I just started
so
blasting
it's the
you.
only ways to start blasting. But no, but I don't know how like why I don't want to say that a lot of people dislike you,
Well,
but there's a lot of
there's a
people
lot of
that I've
people that.
talked to that I've tried to get on the podcast, not going to say names, but they aren't so willing not because of me. I don't want to say that, but
So
yeah.
you've tried to get on. You've tried to get them on, or they tried to get on.
I've tried to get them
So
on and they specifically don't, not because of me,
well,
because of
yeah.
you.
Well, that's and I completely understand that. That's completely fair. I used to be a super annoying kid. I still am a super annoying kid. Uh, but I really tried to like learn from that type of shit, and I really tried to because beforehand, um, like back in season 4 and 5, I would always be in the Underworld Discord playing with or season 5. I would be playing with the Thinking People as much as I physically could because they were the best. Um, and so I'd play and play and play with them, and I would just not stop talking. I would not stop raging. I had Lucky, Maverick, who's not on Thinking but played or is good friends with those guys. Um, Meaty One, a whole shit ton of people. Mad H, the list goes on, just telling me to shut the fuck up. And I've been banned from that Discord, and I've gotten back in the Discord saying like I didn't mean anything, like I didn't mean to like offend anyone, because I don't mean to offend anyone. And if you don't want to be on this podcast because of me, I understand that, and I'm sorry about that. Um, I hope that we can like work our differences out, but at the end of the day, like what I've done is what I've done, and I can't change that. I can only really learn and grow from that. So, I mean,
I,
that's really it. Like that's all I can
yeah.
say about it. You know.
Yeah, I've always thought like I think some of the I've never really hated anybody, like truly hated anyone. I've always been
Mm,
like, these guys are can get a little annoying. Oh yeah, that guy's a little stuck up. Oh, that guy, yeah, he's a little whatever. But I don't know. Everyone has their reasons to be why or what they are. It's all whatever, right?
sure.
And I think some of the best friends I've made are people that I originally didn't get along with. Like I'm not gonna say names or anything, but legitimately, not just in Pavlo, just anywhere,
Oh yeah.
but literally the best friends I've had are people who originally like seriously I know this kid from my school that originally he hated me like a lot because I was super annoying and to him at least and I used to not be that nice but and I didn't think we'd get be friends like ever and then like a couple years ago we started being friends and we just started talking well first we just started talking and we turns out we had a lot of things in common. I've been friends with him ever since. It's been like 3, 4 years. It's just been same
I
in
mean,
like some people in Pavlov I thought I'd never be friends with, but turns out we're great friends.
I
We have
mean,
really deep, meaningful conversations. It's good.
yeah. I completely like understand that, and I've had a few instances. I'm not like I've said, like I no longer feel like that anymore. Mainly because it clouds my judgment, but also because I've never met these people. And there's a 50% chance that I will never meet these people in real life, ever.
I think a
And
little more than 50.
it's a
Well,
little more
like I
50
think more like
not
90,
to
99.
not to meet these people. I don't know. I mean, some of these people get
Or,
together and whatnot.
yeah, I guess
And
like
go to
LAN
and
events
go
or
to
whatever.
well land events and conventions and all this other
Yeah,
shit. And obviously I wanna meet a few of the thinking people, or not a few of them. I want to meet all of them, uh and whatnot. I want to like see what they look like, and
in case their house, see if they have anything valuable. Um, You
Yeah,
know,
sure.
what are the schedules?
It's not like they own a VR or a PC that can run VR. Yeah, just see if they have anything valuable.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but
Uh,
I do want to meet a few of those, or not a few. I do want to meet the thinking people. I don't know how much they feel about, especially Shadow. Um, and that's not like to call him out or anything. Like generally, me and him don't get along all the time. There's some times where like we disagree with each other and whatnot, and that happens. And I don't hold him down for that. Like I get it, I'm annoying. Like it's a barrier that I have to overcome with him, and so I have to really just learn like how to get along with him and whatnot. So, I mean, that's just really it with the
yeah,
whole people like disliking me and whatnot and not wanting me on the podcast. Uh, I mean,
yeah.
if you want to talk it out, my
I mean,
DMs are always
talking.
open.
Yeah, talking's always a good thing, even with
Hmm.
anybody. Like, of course, you don't want to overdo it, but I just say just open up. And I think anytime I get a DM, like people are like, "Hey, sorry to bother you, but hey, I just want to talk about this or that." I'm like, it's never a bother. It's like, sure, I might not get back to you instantly because I'm watching Netflix or something, or like I'm reading a book, but definitely, I love it when people message me and same when I message other people. It's just like it's just human social stuff. You got to do it. If
Yeah,
anybody says I don't like socializing, they're either lying or they just had bad experiences in the past and aren't willing to try it out again.
sure.
Or not
That's
blame them
fair
for,
enough.
if that, but it's just like, I think social interaction is a good part of just not just video games, of course, not just video games, but just in general. It's a good
Yeah,
skill to have. So, talking
but
about preferences in social interactions, how do you like your bacon?
how do I like my bacon?
Do you like it? Do you like it crunchy, or do you
I
like
I
it,
don't I don't
or
like
do you like?
bacon.
Okay, well, if you did like bacon, which first of all, you're insane for not liking bacon.
I just don't like how
Would
it
you prefer it
tastes. Like that's
chewy
it.
or crispy?
Probably crispy. I don't really like chewy things. Like
How
especially
crispy?
I don't know, just like French fry crispy. Like how like when
Okay,
like
what? Okay, so like crispy as in
I don't want to
like
be
it's a
crunchy,
stone?
like crunchy, like
Like
cereal.
is it like a light brown crunchy or like charred
No,
like
no, no. I
charred to
just want it.
stone
I just want it just like a little crispy, like it kind of like snaps when I bite it, or like you know what
Would
I
you
mean?
consider yourself to be a more abrasive and rough person because of your preference for bacon?
I don't like bacon. Like I don't like.
Look, okay, I'm asking you a question of how bacon, and depending if it's crunchy or
I
chewy,
like it
how
raw.
it'll, well, that just means you're a very, very um, flexible but also insane person.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I could get down with that. 100%.
No, it's just I don't know. I always thought that like people who like crunchy bacon, like I don't know, me personally, it needs to be with like whatever it's being served with. Like eggs, if it's like an omelet, it's a nice chewy omelet. I can't have chewy bacon with it. I have to have like crispy bacon. But if I'm having a like or if I'm having like a hard boiled egg or something, and that's a little bit more like coarse and like or whatever, then I want chewy eggs to go with it. And just thinking about that got me thinking, like, what if bacon and how we like bacon reflects how how we interpret the world and how we relate to other things. Like, think about it. If you like chewy bacon, you've
Okay,
got to
okay,
be
okay, okay. No, this is gonna go on forever, and I know it will. No, we're
well, it's just
stopping the
it's just a
bacon talk.
it's a philosophical,
No,
emotional,
no,
socio-politically,
no,
like economically
no,
charged.
no.
It's very
Next
unique concept.
question. Next question.
Okay, okay. All right.
Fucking weirdo.
It's not weird. It's
Wait,
just an
hold on. Can
honest
you look
question.
down like that again?
The
this
scarf
boy,
is very comfy.
this boy sleep, cuz. This boy very wacky slash. Okay.
So, as a person who likes crunchy bacon, if it interrupted your VR experience, how would you react? Would you
Oh
gently
my
push it
god.
away, or would you like, Would you like
Well,
go full alinity and chuck it across the room?
if it gets in this room, I wouldn't know. And if I
Or
did,
like, let's say you accidentally step on its tail, it scratches your leg, and then it jumps
but then I'm
in and it breaks your headset. What would you do? It just slashes the cord.
oh, it
What
just
would you do?
slashes the cord. It doesn't like break
Yeah,
the
it slashes your
500 dots.
leg, slashes your
I'm
arteries, so you're
probably gonna
currently
kick
bleeding
it.
out.
I'm gonna probably kick it because it scratched me, and
So
I
you heard
needed
it
to get away.
first. Explosion kicks cats.
Hey, at least I'm not Shane Dawson, okay?
But still, it kicks cats. So
If it attacks
yeah,
me, I have to be provoked.
right. So he kicks cats.
I mainly wanted to talk about me and Darude being on the same team, or
Oh
like
yeah,
three
yeah, that
times.
one. Yeah,
But I
why
didn't.
do you think he would tolerate you for so long? I can't imagine anybody doing that.
Yeah, well,
You know? Well, no, but yeah, elaborate on your own question.
so
Definitely not stupid, but
how
totally
I
not.
originally it's not how I originally met Darude was I saw this tweet that the VRML retweeted. It was this
Okay.
account called Nova Sixers, and they were looking for Pavlov
Shit.
players. I had no experience with really anybody because it was season 5, and that is as soon as I got like really into the league, that was season 5. Um, excuse me. I joined the Discord and I really had gotten no confirmation, but I was given like there was no trial, there was none of that shit. It was literally just okay. Here's everyone. Quicksaber talked to the guy the most, despite me being there like first. So, but he got captain. And I mean, he was Quicksaber was a good captain, so there's nothing like against him getting it, and but I like gotten nothing really until Quicksaber was captain, and heard nothing. And Darude, I don't know how he joined specifically, but we were on the first roster, right? Uh, and that was really it. We didn't really think too much of each other. Recently I actually did go back through our messages, and like the first messages that he sent me, he's like, "Yo, get in Nova Sixers chat or look in the Nova Sixers chat." And that
He's
was
just making sure and stuff and like staying on top of things.
well, yeah. I mean,
Because you're a
sure.
young, naive child who didn't know how to operate things.
What?
Totally.
Well,
I
no.
don't know.
But anyway, I mean, like that was, I mean, that was like the first message. It was a lot of times we talked to each other in Discord, but we did not talk to each other a whole lot outside of that until late season 5. Um, and then we kind of like we split up. I wanted him to join Uprise. He really wasn't all about that. He wanted to stay on Nova. He liked the people on Nova. I did too, but I didn't like all of them. Specifically Cyrus. And I did not
Whoa,
get a.
calling people out here.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Was he the
he's.
guy with the cactus picture?
Yep.
Okay. Good thing
So
I still have memory
so
of things.
I did not really like him. And we both knew that and whatnot. And then he sends me like a Discord funny. I'm the reason that you stayed on the team and left the team, and I'm like, well, like shit happens.
Yeah.
I don't know what he
Uh,
meant by that because obviously he was not the only reason why I was on this team. There's no way because he didn't talk enough. Like a lot of people really didn't take the shit he said seriously. He did not play. I think he was injured at the time that he was on the team and rarely ever showed up to practice and rarely ever played games. But point being is Darude basically did not want to join. He really wanted to stick it out. And if he had problems, he would join. And I said, okay.
yeah.
Um,
With Nova, I might be a false memory, but I was talking. I think this was actually or not Duke. It was Darude, and I was talking with him, and it's just coming back. But it's like I think what happened was Nova Sixers. You said the reputation of being like, oh, they're the worst team, or not the worst team, but
I
they're a pretty
don't.
bad team.
No, I don't think so.
People
We actually beat Arctic, who
No,
was
but like
not the
I
best
mean like
or not
at
as
the
good as now,
beginning
but
of it, I remember people always said like, "Oh, Nova Sixers," or like a lot of people came from Nova Sixers, but they're like, "Oh yeah, you're on Nova Sixers. Oh yeah, that's how you got started," or something because it was like that type of team. Not saying it
sure. It was
was.
kind
I'm
of
just
like an
saying that
intro
it was
team. It got
no,
you.
it was the team that people said that they looked down to. They thought, oh, they're not as good. And I was talking with Drew, and I was like, hey, look, if you guys get your shit together, you guys are a good team. You guys have a lot of good shooters and all this. I was just a generic like, hey, you guys got potential. Your team composition kind of sucks though. And then I think I was talking with him a little bit, or not team composition of like their teamwork, not of the who's on it. And I'm like, I said, yeah, if everybody just gets their shit together, you guys are good to be at least silver or like gold. And no, but I think I was talking with him, and then like I think like a couple weeks later he left. And I'm not sure. I definitely didn't have a factor with it, but I'm just like
Well,
maybe my advice. I don't know. I'd have
I
to
don't.
talk
That
to him because
wasn't
it
season
was
five. That wasn't season five. He left in season six.
season 6. Okay, so it was
Right.
after. Okay,
So
yeah.
basically, how he ended up leaving, and we might get Darude on the podcast later, and he can go in
No,
more
yeah,
detail
yeah.
and
We can save
whatnot. But
Drew. Get
but
on this shit.
well, no, he already agreed to being on it, but we just kind of like
No,
had
yeah,
so many
yeah.
other people that we really
We're
wanted to
just so
do,
popular here that everybody wants to get on.
except for
Literally,
the
I
people that
bet.
don't like me. No,
Which which
which is
turns out about 90% of the community, but for the people who do, they really want to be on.
but yeah. So basically, the least descriptive way of saying it, Cobra and Darude basically carried Nova Sixers. And they were like both 20 and something against
And
Uprise. And
Yash is guys
so
with both of
Cobra left, and he immediately asked to be tried out, and I said, you don't need to be tried out. You and Darude kicked our asses. Um and that was really like that was kind of it. We had him on, and then I think we played against Darude with Cobra, or we might have not, or he might have been off the team at that time. Um, but basically, there was really no one else that was good. It was just Darude. No offense to the other guys, but Darude was just a better shooter. I mean, he's on thinking now, so that really just kind of shows it. Like, like he was a good player before, and he's still a good player now. But he eventually just kind of left. And he wasn't really about it. He really wanted to take a break, and I kept asking him to join Uprise. And I guess he just really didn't like the idea, which is fair enough. It was a pretty rocky team besides a few members, specifically me, Ghost, and Cobra are the three main people that I like actually still talk to.
yeah, Ghost is really
Most
nice.
of it,
I've
yeah.
talked a lot to him.
Yeah, Ghost is great, and I mean,
I think he's my weirdest person in league. He's his way of his mannerisms are really good. Whenever he says okay, he doesn't do okay. He does oak,
oh
like an oak tree,
yeah,
like oak.
yeah.
At least he doesn't say it with so much emphasis. He's like oak. Or something. I
Okay.
don't know.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so we could talk about how I picked up Ghost on Uprise as well if you want later, but
Oh,
that
that's a
was
good one.
it,
Yeah, we can wait till we have the ghost episode,
sure,
right?
sure,
Ghost,
sure.
right? You're
No,
coming to
no,
this one,
no,
right?
no. He's already said no, so we can talk
No,
about
yeah,
that
yeah,
later.
he's on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Never mind.
So
Yeah, I
anyway,
forgot about that.
Darude left. I kept bugging him. And then he didn't want to be on that team. Nocturnal, or he had gotten on Nocturnal, which was a team that didn't even
Oh, I
last
remember that.
the preseason
I
or the
remember that.
preseason,
Yeah, it
whatever.
lasted. Yeah, it was created preseason and died preseason, which I
Yeah,
think actually happens a lot more than you think. It's just we don't hear
we
about them
don't really hear
because they
about
they
them, right?
last like a day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but um,
I think
basically,
he actually tried to recruit me onto it, if I remember
so
correctly.
so basically, I left Uprise because I was not really happy with the team. I knew there was no way getting out of that. There was a reputation on that team that could not really be erased from it. I also wanted to learn how to be a better captain, and the original plan was to be on a team for one season and then to come back. Um, but that clearly wasn't happening then because they did replace me eventually with Crumb, who is a really, really, really good player who just got on Wrecked, who we actually are having on next week. So watch out for that. But
I didn't
um,
even know about that.
so basically, I left Uprise. I tried out for Nocturnal.
God.
I think that team died before they got a response back to me, but it might have been because I had beef with Desi because of an Echo Arena shit. And then I didn't get on the team. And Crumb was originally on Nocturnal, so but Darude was also on there. Nocturnal disbands, and I'm kind of sitting here. I was on Unicorn for the preseason, and Duke Slaps hits me up. He sends me a screenshot of me playing against a bunch of thinking people, and going 17 something top fragging in the lobby on Overpass. Um, and he said, "Why the hell are you on Unicorn?" Something along the lines like, "Why the hell are you on Unicorn? Like you're way better than all of those guys." And I said, "I just really like them. They're nice people, and I like enjoy being their friends." Um, and he said, "Well, why don't you like join this team? I'm creating it. We're gonna be working with thinking and whatnot, and we're gonna be really good during the season." Um,
Tried to get me on that team too. A lot of people try to get me on teams, but I usually say no.
yeah. So basically, with that whole team, um,
Um,
with Unicorn, we had a falling out between me and one other person on that team. I basically
we don't need to
I
go into
really we don't need to
details.
go into
No.
details.
Yeah.
We've made up now and we're cool, I guess. Like when we don't like go
Um,
like none of us try to go at each other's throats. But we don't like dislike each other anymore. Uh, but
oh,
something.
there's no
So
comment on
the
that.
same day he asked me, um, I had a scrim and that happened, and I said like I told Kami like, look, I really like you guys. You guys are really cool. But I don't think it's gonna work out. Like being your guys' teammates is completely different from being friends with you guys. And I did not know that until after that fact, or after joining the team. And then I hit up Duke and I said, yeah, so I might join. I'm not sure. And I remember specifically, I was playing Rust, and Topher, a player that used to be on Uprise, hit me up and said,
I can't remember. Yeah.
or no, hold up. I hit up, sorry,
Oh.
I hit up Darude, sorry. I hit up Darude, and I sat there for a while. He had been on the team after Nocturnal, he had been on Sleepy Juice after Nocturnal fell. He said he did not like the way it was run, and really wasn't about it. And I told him, look, I think you need to give it another chance. If you join, I'm 100% going to join. Um, and I was like, there, we can definitely improve it. We can definitely practice. It's only the preseason, like we haven't even started in the season. I have really high hopes for it. And then Topher hit me up and said, hey, if you join, I'll join. And so basically, the three of us kind of got onto that team together, but it wasn't uh, like Topher kind of left a little after. I think he just really got busy and whatnot. And then I think his headset might have broken or something. But me and Darude got onto that team. And prior to joining the team, I asked Thinking for a tryout, and they said, "Sorry, we're not doing open tryouts." A few weeks after they did, or a few weeks or a few months after that, while being on Sleepy Juice, they did open tryouts with people. I didn't think much of it. I was on this team and I was working with Thinking, and I think that was like the best that I could get at that time. But my goal throughout entire season 7 was to kind of just get on that team, get on Thinking. And the plan was midway through the season, that me and Darude were both going to join Thinking. We're both going to do it. We had heard that Basil tried to get on, and I talked with him, and I realized there's no way that Basil's not going to get on the team. It's really going to be between me and Darude, and I didn't really want that. But I'd also really had been going hard at Pavlov during that entire time. And so basically, me and Basil were talking. I said, like, I hope you get on the team. He said, yeah, I hope you do get on the team as well. Uh, Basil and Kamoli ended up joining Rect. And then I get a call from Chewy asking me if I'm going to rage while being on their team. And I told them I wouldn't, that I definitely would not. And then a week or two later, they told me and Darude that we were gonna join the team and whatnot. And so basically, I mean, me and Darude's entire like VRML career or whatever you really want to call it, I don't know like of a better word, but the entire time that we played it, we've been on the same team almost every single season that we had been in the VRML. I've been on 3 out of 5 teams,
So
and he's been 3 out of 4 teams with me. So you know,
So 20 minutes after the question's been raised, I think a more important question is, why do you look up the thinking so much? Because personally, I've never really seen like the point of like not specifically thinking, just in general, like why people look up so much to like I want to join this team even if it's 5 years from now, or like
so
I never got that.
um, so
Like
originally,
what draws you to them? Like what is it? Their
well,
personality? Is it their
it's the
reputation? If the reputation, why? Like what?
so
Why is that so
the
important for you?
main reason the main thing that kept me going was that the psychosis practices with thinking were nothing like the thinking practices. They were more organized, they were better in every way. And I like thinking allowed us to come to their practices, but
I
it
mean,
was all about them. Like
in
we were
general.
yeah, hold up. And it was just kind of like the way that they played. You know what I mean? They were it was just kind of like cutthroat, like they'll be on top no matter what they do. I mean, you got to look at this. They've won 3 championships. The first time was like okay, this team's super fucking good. They didn't lose a single thing. And I was like, holy shit, like these guys are the fucking goats. Like I want to be like these guys because I wanted to be the best in Pavlov since I played in VRML, like season 4. I wanted to be the best. Um and so I really wanted to like be the best like those guys. Season
Sure.
6, they also won the championships. Um and that was like really cool and whatnot. But I'd also in season 5 like about I would want to say 200 to 300 hours was spent playing with those guys. And I originally never had intentions of joining them in season 6. It was all really season 7 when they had spots, and I just was like, okay, like it doesn't hurt in trying. And they denied me, and I said like like nah, that's not happening. Like so really, I it's just the way they play. It's different from any team that I've been on. It's so organized. It's so together. It's more professional. It's taken more seriously. Like obviously, there can be jokes said and whatnot, but it's not like we have to yell at a person every 2 seconds because they're playing toss the nade or toss the knife, um
But
and
then
whatnot.
compare that to other organized teams like I don't know, Rect or Royalty or
Well,
I don't know much
first
about
of all,
VRML, but just in general, like,
I would wrecked definitely would never see me for the player that I was or that I could
why do you
be.
think that?
I think that because I mean look at all the players that they've gotten. All these players have shown to be good. You want to know the my favorite moment of season 7? You want to know my favorite moment of season 7, Alan? Do you?
Yeah,
That's not a, okay.
I
we
mean,
we beat Omega, and it wasn't because we beat them, but it was a reaction after. Uh, Tech had said, "How the fuck did they just beat us?" Not like or something along the line. How the fuck did we beat this? I mean, my entire career, Explosion has never been that good. Like along the lines, like it was. I think it's clipped on his thing, and I can show it. But they were just completely mesmerized. And at first I took offense to that, but then I realized like he just did not realize that I was actually not that bad of a player. Like you know what I mean? He's like, I've always been better than Explosion my entire VRML career. Like I don't understand uh how he played so well and whatnot. And those weren't exact words, so obviously there was like different shit. Um and whatnot. But the reason why is because he didn't know how good I could actually be, and I showed him. Right? People don't pay attention to me like that. They pay attention to me because of the rage. But whenever I'm not raging, my Twitch views go down. Um, like when I had not raged for multiple games, that my tissues immediately went down, and I was because I was popping off, or not popping off, but I was playing pretty well against all those teams and whatnot. And you know, Rect has only picked up players that have shown to be that good. It's also got to do with my rage. Like they would never let me on that team. They were and whatnot. And the only reason why I got on thinking is because of is because of being on psychosis. Um, I would definitely not be half as good as I am if it were not for thinking. But at the same time, like, you know, I would have still tried to be as good as I am now. Regardless if I had thinking, practicing with sleepy juice and whatnot.
So why
Uh,
do you think it matters so much to you that like I don't really know how to phrase this, but like so you say that people don't see you for how skilled or whatever you think you are, like, or what other people like.
I'm I wanna put into context that I'm not saying I'm better than people on Rect
I
or I'm
wasn't.
better than players. What
Yeah.
I am saying is that I'm better than what they think I am. Or for the most part. Um, I have my ups and I have my downs and whatnot, and it doesn't matter that much to me. It is nice to hear when they are surprised. Those are the moments that really fuel me to keep going, because it just shows like people underestimate your ass and then you fucking come out of left field. And it's just a great feeling. You know what I mean? It
Oh
like, well, I guess you don't, but um not because you're not good, but because you never had that specific experience. But it was just a bittersweet moment. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, like, I don't know. It's just I never really. I don't know. I've like when I was younger, I could definitely like see the draw of like, oh, they like the underdog rising up or whatever, right? But at the same time, I never really found like the. I know it's like reasoning and depends on the person, but like for me, if I don't know, I've never really found myself being like. I guess I've kind of never really like with the mental game of that stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, oh, I'm actually better than I am. I not doing that good, or I'm that thrown or whatever. I guess I've kind of like almost like merged that because like for me, I only like dual wield, and it's not because I like to show off or anything or any of that. It's not for because I want people to see, oh, I'm good at dual wielding. It's because I like doing it. And I feel some people might get into the loop of thinking, like, I I don't really know. Like when a person gets into the loop of thinking like, oh, I'm this is just an off day, or oh, it's this, or oh, it's that. I think I start losing like track of like if a person constantly thinks that that they're I'm better than this, or like, oh, this is just an off day or stuff like that. People they get into the loop of that. I don't know how to frame it.
So
It's just like people don't get as
so
like they don't train as well. Like they don't learn from
so
their mistakes. I don't
so
know.
so with
Just
me specifically, when I say that, that means that I made mistakes and I need to learn with them. It's not like when I say an off day, it's not like, oh, out of nowhere, like I just don't know why I'm doing so bad. Most of the time, I always know why I did so bad, and I always look back at it. And the main thing that I have to get better at is knowing why I'm doing bad in the moment and not after. Um, but it's not about like, oh, I know I can be better. It's that I have done better for weeks at an end. I mean, it's just, there's sometimes where I don't play well because I'm not playing how I normally do. I do worse because I'm making mistakes, and I'm constantly making these mistakes. And then I learn from them, and then I strive to not make those same mistakes again. uh it's not an excuse. It's just like what it is for what it is. Like, I just didn't do as well as I normally do. Let's fix that. You know?
yeah. It's
So
just I don't know. I've
I'm
never.
looking over at you, and I can already tell that the audio is going to be complete dog water. Here, I can already tell that the audio is going to be really bad because I keep looking at you to make eye contact with you.
It sounds great. Don't worry. I'm
Sure.
just I don't know. I've never like I just when people, it's I don't know. I just don't see like the at least personally I don't see the appeal of like that type of like at least with like Pavlov, like I get it's like it's sports like it's like all this, but there isn't really a reward, at least like currently. Like sure you can
for
invest in like VR
being
sports or whatever, and like
better at the game. It's just
yeah, it's like it's purely, I don't want to say it's purely an ego thing, but like that's specifically an ego thing. It's like people think too much about like what other people think about like oh hey look, those
I
people didn't think I was good enough.
I
I
definitely
showed them wrong. It's definitely that's like I don't know. I've never really
I
been like
definitely look, I definitely do that like 100% as I've just admitted to it. Um but what you got to know about me is that I've had many people come up to me and just straight up say that I'm shit at this game and that they're better than me, and whatnot, or people have doubted me and whatnot actively to my face. So with that constantly happening to me, at some point you gotta at some
you
point
gotta prove them
you
wrong,
gotta
right?
prove them wrong.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you're just gonna let them be right all the time.
yeah,
And I got sick and fucking tired of that. So that's just how it is. Um, it doesn't fuel my ego to like every single day where like I look back at that moment, uh, every day of my life and or fondly remember that moment where I proved Tech the General wrong or something like that. Um, but it was kind of just like a thing like where like I just want to be the best. Um, and not a lot of people see that. Um, and whatnot. Like I tell thinking like I can't wait to be the best player on this team. I know I'm not right now, but I will be. Like at all cost. Like I say that to them. I've said that to them multiple times. Uh, not to not to like say like, oh, I'm gonna be better than you one day and then you're gonna be shit compared to me. It's just like to let them know like how dedicated I truly am. Like that's truly what I think. I am gonna be the best player at some point in time.
yeah.
And the only way that I'm not going to be the best player is if the game dies out, um, or I just lose that much interest into the game where I just don't want to play the game anymore. So I mean, like that's literally it. Like
Yeah, I like yeah. It's just I come from like the only reason I was kind of like asking that is because like with me with like real life, I've never really had like that form of motivation. Like sure I have like motivation like to like work out or like do stuff, but I don't really know what I really want to do.
me
And
neither.
like I use Pavlov to just relax, and you use it as a form to like better yourself, and like specifically in that thing it's like an outlet for you to do stuff. Like I don't know what you do in real life or anything and how it compares to Pavlov, but people use this game as an outlet, especially people who spend so much time on it. And personally, I use it, you do it so much differently than I am. I'm just curious about it. And like for
Yeah,
me, I just use it to cool down, relax, and not even cool down, just to relax. I play to have fun. I've never like I used to definitely play it seriously, like oh that sucks that we lost. But I wouldn't take it like to the point where like I use that to better myself. I just say like oh we lost, okay, well
sure.
next time
I
you can do it next time. I never use that as like a form of like yeah I'm gonna get better. Maybe that can be like motivational to everybody else. If you want to beat this guy in his game, go for it. If you want to be the best and he wants to be the best, it's automatic rivalry, and I think rivalry is good. You guys like it forces the other person to work harder. It forces both sides. So I think there needs to be more of that, because right now a lot of new players, they see like compare the difference. If you go into a lobby and you see one like not even specifically a league player, but it's somebody who has above like 1,000 hours in the game, and then one side, like I think I walked into a game where it's like it's a 16 total community server, and there's one league player, I forgot who it was. He was going like 48 and like 2, right? Against brand new players. It's just that's such a divide. And like his team, he was carrying the team. Like he literally got like the second fragger had like like I don't know, like 8 kills, and he had like 50 something right by the end of it. And then I just joined. It was like 9-9, And so I see there's a bunch of brand new people on both sides. He was the only like experienced guy, and he was getting so many kills. Just that divide. I feel to some people it motivates people, but I feel to a lot more it demotivates them. It makes them
Hmm.
like think, how the hell? Oh my god, he just flipped around, killed 3 of us with an AK, and just acted like that was nothing. Because in our eyes, doing that to new players is it's like nothing. It's essentially like target practice. And
So
to them, it's just think from their perspective. Like that's got to be it's either
sucks.
demoralizing or hella moralizing.
Yeah.
And I think it's mostly demoralizing. Thinking
Well,
that
see
people, I don't know.
the I want to point out a tweet that I'm actually gonna put up on the screen, as some of my final thoughts. But there was a tweet that said the main I don't know if it was specifically Call of Duty or it was just video games in general, but I'm gonna say that it was video games in general. Um, the main reason why video games went downhill is when people started complaining, people that were good at the game. When I when I saw a prestige master in Black Ops 2, I would add his ass after he kicked my ass. You know what I mean? Like
I think that's a good
type of shit. Like
mentality. That's a
that's what I
good
do.
mentality.
You
And
know?
I just think there's so many people nowadays that like, especially with this new medium, because people have been playing PC for years, like decades, literally. And then this and so when a person is like awesome at COD, it's like the same mentality like, oh, I'm awesome at COD, I'd be awesome in the military, It's like same thing. I'm awesome at like COD or CS:GO, I'm gonna be amazing at Pavlov. Then they suck. They don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to aim. Then they're like, oh, this game sucks. Everyone cheats. It's like that
Sure.
mentality. That's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell anybody to change because by all means, if you think that way, go right ahead. I don't give a shit. But I don't think personally, in my opinion, I don't think that's a healthy way of thinking. But if you do it, whatever. But I think there needs to be more motivation. Like when somebody obliterates you in the weirdest way, in the best ways possible,
Hmm.
just use that as motivation to be like, I want to be like that guy. Not specifically that guy, just the ability to be like that guy. Like I don't think somebody should look up to a specific person or team or by any means. They should look at just the fact that that person can run around the corner, one tap 5 guys, defuse, sniff the bomb in like half a second. Not saying that could actually happen, but you
Yeah.
aspire to do that. Just do that skill, and I think
Hmm.
people need to be more like open to the fact people are going to be better than you. No matter what you do, people are going to be better than you. Even if you think you're the best of this, people are going to be better than you. Literally, it's impossible, and they're going to be better at you in if you're even if you're the best AK in the world, somebody's better at you in M4. If you're the best revolver in the world, somebody's going to be better at you with Desert Eagle. You can't be better at everything. You specialize or you
Sure.
overgeneralize. And I don't know. I've kind of gone on a rant here. It's your interview, but
No,
I
I
don't know.
mean you're saying
It just yeah.
really good points.
It's just
I agree with you. There's always going to be someone better, but my whole thing is like um I want to be the guy
it's that
that's always going to be better.
it's that goal, and it's that goal that it like I find really inspiring. I don't know. Just for me, I just come from school thought I just play to have fun. This isn't my
I mean,
area that I want to do it,
I don't
but
I don't
it let's say for like soccer or something. There's people who do same thing in soccer, or other
he
sports.
just came from soccer practice. That's why he's mentioning a
I did
sport.
actually. I literally just came from soccer practice. That's why I was late to the podcast. But it's not me with soccer though. It's like just I'm just it is an example, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It just got me thinking how different people like take video games. Like I remember some segment Joe Rogan where like he was like, yeah, like he was saying like video game, like he was saying like this high fucking thing, like yeah, well like people spend like 20 years of their life playing video games, and then they might go into like esports and stuff, make thousands of dollars or whatever, but then at the end of the day, did you really accomplish anything? And I said in around fire or whatever, right? And I'm like, I'm mixed about it because like, yes, you're not really doing anything like physically. You're not doing something in the real world. All of it's virtual. It's all virtual stuff, but you earn money on it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not up to what the world thinks that it's same like with pop culture or whatever. It's not up to what the world thinks is like
Sure.
a good time investment. If you yourself think it's a good time investment that you enjoy and you truly love, not because other people do it, but because you like doing it, by all means, it's just as worth it as if you did
I
anything.
mean,
If you
sure.
became a rocket engineer and built a spaceship and you thought that was amazing, that's awesome for you. But if you spent 24 hours a day grinding World of Warcraft and just had the same amount of ecstasy from that, both of them are just in the right. It's seek your own happiness, and if you find either one of those things happy, reach for it, do it,
Mhm.
and live a happy, fulfilling life. You know?
Or
I don't know.
I get no,
I'm getting too inspirational here. You
no,
know, this is the
I
end of
get
the podcast.
no,
No, there's gonna be like five
I
people
get that.
watching this. You know, five
Anyway,
people at the end of this are gonna be like,
anyway,
"Yeah, that guy's speaking the truth."
yeah,
But then
I
nobody
get
else
that.
sees it. Nobody
But
else gets
anyway,
to this part.
I think that's a perfect stopping point.
Yeah,
Inspirational part and whatnot.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. But you kind of ruined it with
I
like saying like, "Oh yeah, this is the end."
well,
You know?
no. I just think it's a good stopping point and whatnot. I just like saying that, just
Yeah,
because. But
yeah.
um, you know, we really want. I really
Crunchy
wanted to
bacon
just do
people.
this episode just to kind of
Yeah,
let you guys kind of know what my thought process is and a little bit of who I am. Not too much, because
yeah,
obviously the podcast's supposed to be about other people that aren't me, and whatnot. But I did want to just give you a small little opening, just so that
yeah.
you can get to know me a little bit better and maybe understand me. But anyway, I've been your host, Explosion,
And I've been your host, Alan.
and this has
Amazing
been
Alan. No, I'm kidding. But yeah,
Pavlov Scrubs.
yeah.
Bye.
Bye. That was an awesome episode.
Was it?
It wasn't. That was amazing. I love the end. Of course,
Oh,
maybe
I love the end, but the beginning was
end
like
was great, but like more
super
people are gonna watch till the
good.
end.
Oh, you made it to the end of the video. I gotta say, I'm not that surprised. It's not our longest video, but it's definitely not our usual video either. And if you're new here and this wasn't the type of video you were looking for, I suggest checking out the rest of our channel as it has more podcast styled episodes. I would start from the beginning and work your way up. But if you want a specific episode recommendation, I would suggest Get Handicapped as it is a personal favorite of mine. We also have a Discord now where you can find out when the next episode's coming out, who's going to be in it, and you can talk about episodes of the podcast if you're feeling up for it. We also have a Twitter where we will occasionally release teasers and clips of the episodes. Those links will be in the description. You can also subscribe and hit the bell we all know about to be notified on YouTube of an episode's release. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, as I know I did not at first, and are patiently awaiting your guys' opinion. I hope you all had a good day, and goodbye.